Hello, everyone.
Hey, welcome back. Or
yes, back if you were here before, and welcome to the news if you are new to this debauchery that is Live from 45. And this is our new series, Being Human. Give them a synopsis of what Being Human's about.
So what Being Human is about is, well, we're going to invite people onto the show to ask them this question. We're going to learn about them. We're going to learn about their experience through life, and maybe...
Well, to me, it's going to be like a microcosm of humor and wit and just honesty. And after everything's said and done, we fuck. Metaphorically, we get into the room. We just take everything off, all the baggage. We take all the baggage off, and we just allow our guest to be fucked. Metaphorically.
Yeah.
And then after we metaphorically fucked, we really fucked.
Metaphorically. No.
Physically.
Literally. Yeah. So that's what it is to be human.
Yeah. And that's what we're going to find out about. So we hope you enjoy the journey. So you've recently been away at a festival of some sorts.
I have.
Yeah.
I have. That festival was Mad Cool it was called Mad Cool.
Oh, Festival Mad Cool.
Yes, in Madrid. And it was probably the best festival I've been to abroad. I don't really know what else to say over
since 1933, I think is what you said. It's the best one you've been to since pre-World War One. Is how you described it. Yeah, and I don't know how politically what that meant, but I think I knew you meant as in the genre of music has developed a lot. Since then. What type of music was it?
So Arctic Monkeys were playing.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
You know them.
Yes. Very talented.
Yeah.
Because I've seen the PG Tips advert where they taught those monkeys to maneuver things. But a band that have released record after record that hits, it's just impressive they could teach monkeys to do that. And I'm not sure if I'm more impressed with the monkeys or with the teachers who taught them it.
Because the teachers were also monkeys.
Yeah.
They taught monkeys to teach monkeys.
But the teaching monkeys didn't do very well as a band, so unfortunately. But so you went and it was in
Madrid.
In Madrid, yes. And I imagine it was insanely hot in Madrid.
Well, actually, the festival didn't start till 6 p.m. So at that time, the sun was still hot, but it was coming down.
What time did it go on till then?
Late.
Okay, late.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
2, 3,
10, 5.
10.
No, it went on to 5. But I didn't stay later than 2 p.m.
because
every night.
You had work the next day.
I was just too much of a pussy.
Yeah. And all the girls under 18 had left by
The parents had picked them up.
She had no reason to stay anymore. Did you stay in an Airbnb on holiday?
I did, yes.
You fucking do a festival like someone who...
Well, I stayed in a hotel for the festival.
What?
Yeah.
So you didn't camp?
No.
Oh, I guess it wasn't a camp festival, was it?
It was pretty good. It was only 30 minutes away. But
yeah.
So what I did is the journey, we flew to Mallorca, stayed there for 5 nights, and then flew to Madrid. Yeah. And then stayed for the festival. Oh,
that's ideal.
So in Mallorca, I had an Airbnb with this Spanish woman.
Yeah.
And she didn't speak a word of English.
Yeah.
She was quite old, and she was a bit aggressive. I could kind of imagine what she'd be like if she spoke English.
Was that like Spanish aggressive though? Like,
yeah.
Sometimes the translation's not there.
Like I turned up and I was like, "Hello," and I could tell she was a bit annoyed. This was late at night. And
what time were you supposed to get there?
So we got there midnight, and that was check-in time.
Yeah.
And
so yeah, that's
it was all going all right. It was it was all fine until one morning I woke up early.
Yeah,
it's about the third day in, and I think I'm gonna do a wash.
Yeah.
So there was a washing machine on the Airbnb.
Yeah, so you could.
So that like to me means you can use it.
Yeah.
So I went and used it at 6 a.m. before anyone was up, and then I went back 2 hours later to check it, and I like got confronted by this angry Spanish
What did she
woman
say?
who was saying some gibberish to me.
Well, I don't think it's gibberish. I think it's Spanish.
But in a very aggressive manner.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, no español.
I clean, yes, I clean.
And she walked over to the counter, picked up €5 and went like this, shoved it in my face.
No, she didn't.
And I was like, oh, yeah, I pay. Yeah, it's fine. No problem.
Yeah.
Please don't kill me.
Was that literally so she was saying to you have to pay to use?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, I thought she was going to punch me.
€5 as well to just do a wash.
Yeah, I know.
That's so weird though that she put it on the
Bear
thing.
in mind, this Airbnb for 5 nights cost about like €450.
Yeah, so that's not cheap.
It's like a lot.
Yeah, it's not cheap. I mean, it's weird that she put it on the thing. Like, that's like saying,
I know.
my car, here's my car, my children, you can have them. You can have them. And then like put it listing all this stuff and then go, no, but you can't use it. Just because it's there doesn't mean you can use it. Dude. A bed, 2 beds, and then you get there and she's like, what are you doing? Why
€5.
€5, motherfucker. You go for a shit and she comes and she's like, no, €5.
God, that was the worst part as well in the bathroom, which was also the shower and everything else. There was a window which opened up onto where the washing machine was. So you could probably stand outside and watch someone shit and shower. They would probably notice, but you creep them out.
Yeah, well, like I went to an Airbnb once, and when you look through. Like you look through big windows. I know you guys can't see, but we have like a big pair of windows here. When it's nighttime, you can't really see out sometimes when you've got the lights on inside. And I was fully naked, stood in front of these windows, and I thought the thing I was looking at was like a back garden. So I thought no one else can see me. I'm just here naked. No one can see me. It's fine. The next day, that was a passageway that people walk past. So there was like a passage behind the house and everyone can see through these big windows.
You weren't doing one of your dances, were you?
I know I wasn't trying to make it rain.
Yeah.
So, that's I only do those dances when I want to call for
You
weather.
were just dropping it like it's hot.
Yeah, that's all, dude.
And then picking it back up.
Yeah.
With gloves.
With big gloves and a little plastic bag. Yeah.
You were making a cake, weren't you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I was making a dookie cake. Right there. Because they'd advertised there was a toilet on the Airbnb, but then when I tried to use it, the guy got vexed. It might have been.
I love that. Pointed outside into the garden with just a little shovel.
Well, I think a little. I think he might have been
to
annoyed.
Dig your grave and your shit.
I think he might have been annoyed though because he was using the toilet when I tried to use it. And I just sat on his lap and started going. Yeah.
People can be so frigid, can't they?
Dude, it's not just frigidity though, which I don't know if that's a word.
But it is now.
Now it is. It's also just social differences, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And cultural differences. Like if you go to a different country, like if you go to India, dude, and you don't shit yourself for 4 days, they will be insulted. They will be angry, if anything.
And what do they do about it?
Oh, you don't even want to know.
I do.
Oh, do you want to know?
Yeah,
because I'm not buying for time right now coming up with an answer. I'm just saying, you essentially, have you ever seen The Terminator?
Yes.
Right, so you know how a robot comes back from the future to kill John Connor.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It's a very similar situation.
Yeah.
But more just they will look at you and be like, hey, don't do that.
Yeah.
So
I've
that
come all this
thing.
way.
Yeah.
I just want you to know you shouldn't do that.
Well, no, like there's no robots or anything like that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, have you seen Terminator? Yep, good film. Also, on another note, the Indian
Please
people like,
shit yourself.
yeah, please do shit yourself for 4 days. Yeah. Do you know English is the main language of India as well?
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought it would be Chinese.
Well, yeah. That's obviously what it should be.
Yeah.
Considering, I think it was in 1843, the Chinese occupation of India.
I think the Chinese discovered India.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
In the Crusades.
Yeah. In the Spanish Armada.
Yeah. French Revolution.
French Revolution. Yeah. That's fucking crazy though. You know the French Revolution?
Yeah.
They would behead people. And it makes me think about how great we have it now. Because back then, families would go to see someone get beheaded.
Yeah.
Like it was just a daily event.
Like going to the cinema.
Yeah, like going to the fucking cinema, you know what I mean? Like going to see Terminator. Also, you should go see Terminator. If you haven't seen it, see Terminator. And in India, they don't like you when you shit yourself. But they are two different cultural things you need to learn about. Yes. Yeah, you'd go with that.
So, say, for example, this did happen still today, and people had their heads go off for, say, like petty crimes. Would you go and watch with your family?
Well, that's the thing, dude. Like, because back then, society was so different that was normal. I don't know, dude. I always think, like, you know, there's always that question of, could you murder someone? And then, but like 2,000 years ago, murdering someone wasn't that big a deal. I still don't think I could murder someone.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah. Like, I could gently punch a panda to death. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I couldn't, you know.
But we're being very biased.
What do you mean?
Because of the time we live in now.
Well,
it might depend on context. So, for example, you work on a farm.
Yeah.
And someone comes and starts pissing on your crops.
Yeah.
Do you kill him?
Well, it depends. Because I'll go check that Bear Grylls isn't sat there with his mouth open underneath them.
I got you again.
Yeah. Wait, is he saying I got you again to me or the dude who's pissing in his mouth?
Both.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, but I don't think they shoot to kill in that situation, though, do they? I don't think if someone's coming to your crops and, you know, trying to steal your shit, they don't get shot to kill.
But now what if they pissed on your wife?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Because that raises a lot of different questions. Like, first of all, when did I get married? Secondly, has she been stung by a jellyfish? Because then if they're pissing on her, then it's an act of kindness.
Yeah, that's true. That's what she tells you.
Yeah. Come into the bedroom. What the fuck is happening in here?
Jellyfish.
Yeah,
I mean, jellyfish.
She doesn't even give. She just looks at me and goes, jellyfish.
All right.
Yeah. I'm just like, cool. Thanks, dude, for coming in and saving the situation.
I don't know why I'm imagining a big black guy.
Where's my wife or the person pissing on her?
Both.
Fair enough. Jellyfish. That's so funny. That's like a safety word there. Yeah. Oh god.
How did we even get onto that?
So we're talking about how during the Spanish, not the Spanish Armada, the French
Chinese
Revolution,
Armada,
Chinese-French Armada, that beheadings were like normal, and obviously in England they were.
Well, here's something actually quite weird, and you know, there's still instances of this going on in places today around the world. One example I have is of a friend of mine who went to Dubai recently, and he was telling me about. I was asking him questions, what it's like. And he said, you know, it's really hot, beautiful, a bit crazy though. You've got to be safe. You've got to like not do...
Wait, where?
You can't get drunk in public.
Dubai?
There's still like little really weird things
like
that.
It's an Arab state, isn't it? It's Muslim, so they're not supposed to drink.
So he's the weirdest thing.
Wait, is this Dubai you're talking about?
Yeah. He went to a club and he left his bag with his phone and wallet in it.
Yeah.
And he said he went away for about 2 hours.
Fuck.
And then he came back and it was still there. And I was like, what? Why?
Yeah.
And he said, well, if anyone got caught stealing, they would have taken them outside and cut their hands off.
Both of them.
They'd
cut his hands off as well. For leaving
for being an idiot and leaving them.
That's crazy.
I know, it's so weird
can't
to
be
think
right.
No, but they say that's why crime rate is so low, because you just wouldn't risk it.
Yeah.
But
who would chop their hands off? The police?
I don't know.
Or the bouncer? Does the bouncer have that power?
Yeah,
but dude, you'd be afraid to like hand it in.
Like
I would have picked up and
you just leave
someone's left this here. Yeah,
and they go, right.
And they would go, well,
go on.
Get your hands up. And I would have gone, oh no, I picked it up with his hands. That guy over there, he took it.
I imagine you always carry like two fake hands attached to your hands. So you got like really long arms.
Oh, it's going over and putting it down for chop it off. Oh no, fuck, jellyfish.
So that's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, well, no, that's you raise a good point though. So I guess in some countries it's not that weird to have that brutal system.
So I think that will go eventually, and that in Dubai. I think the reason why is because the women are quite westernized now.
Yeah, well, they came across a lot of money, didn't they, in the last 20 years because of oil.
But
so
it's running out. That's the thing, and that's why they're transitioning over, and eventually people are going to get taxed in Dubai.
Wow. Okay, that's going to be hard for everyone to deal with.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because that's going to change your whole governmental system and stuff as well if you start taxing people.
Well, it sounds like the transitioning over to relying on tourism. I mean, this is all probably way off in the future, but it's happening.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I've been to Dubai.
Have you?
Yeah. That's why I carry those fake hands around with me.
I wondered why.
Yeah, you wonder. There's lots of different reasons, but that's one of them. Yeah. But yeah, no, I was really young when we went, and it was so cool. It must have been in the late 2000s, so I was quite young.
Yeah.
And it was really cool because it was during that transition period from it going from like a really rundown country to massive built up areas. So obviously the first things that build up at those points are big businesses and hotels. So the hotel you would stay in was humongous, and then and it would be so lavish, marble everywhere. Like, just marbles all over the floor. Really dangerous. So dangerous.
A lot of injuries.
Yeah, huge amount of injuries, yeah. And you're not allowed to help people up because it's seen as trying to steal them. So
they'll cut off your legs.
Yeah, so they'll cut off your legs, yeah. And that's why no one moves the marbles, because if you pick them up, they think you're trying to steal it. So, and then you'd step outside the door. Poverty, just pure poverty. Yeah. So you've just gone from this nice air-conditioned building with swimming pools and stuff like that to just people sat outside just begging on the streets.
Gosh.
And I imagine it probably hasn't got any better now.
Yeah.
So I don't know what bringing in taxes is going to do to that, because anyone who doesn't really make that much money, fucked. Really.
God, yeah, I don't know how they're going to do it.
Yeah. Because I've noticed even in Manchester now that homeless situation's pretty crazy at the moment, and I don't know whether it was just when I was younger I didn't really acknowledge it as much, but I guess because that's something they're gonna have to think about as well. If you're taxing people, you're gonna have to have some system implemented for people who can't afford to pay them. How do you
well that's the thing, homeless people don't get taxed, do they? And I mean
no.
I don't know a lot about homeless people, but
well, you were only on the streets for 4 years, was it?
Yeah.
So you were you didn't have to learn that much about it. Whereas me, dude, I was raised in the streets of Woodley. Yeah. You either got good at chess or you died. You know what I mean? So it was all, it's all about that.
That's why you're good at chess.
Yeah, that's why I'm so cutthroat. Which, oh God, sorry. Oh God. Have you ever shat yourself, Chris?
Yeah, why?
No, seriously.
Yeah.
Since you've been of age.
Yeah.
Of age to shit yourself. Yeah. What happened?
Okay, so I don't really like to talk about this.
Yeah.
I had quite a bit of anxiety for a couple of years.
Is that because you'd shit yourself?
But I was walking down the street one day, and I had that moment, where everything just stops.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh fuck. And then you shit yourself.
Did you actually?
And then you realise you're wearing shorts.
Yeah.
And it slides through.
No, it didn't slide through.
And it falls on the floor.
No, it never does. Slide through.
It does.
It never slides through and falls on the floor.
But in this case, it does.
Okay, yeah.
And then you turn around and everyone from your school is there.
No.
Yeah.
This didn't happen. You didn't shit yourself and it fell through your shorts.
And then your crush walks up to you.
I goes, is that your shit on the floor? And you go, jellyfish.
That's my shit.
Yeah, bitch, that's my shit on the floor. That's how you're supposed to play off that situation. Yeah. Pure confidence. No, so that actually happened?
No.
No, you've never shot yourself. Right, okay, cool.
Well, I mean, I have shot myself.
Yeah,
but I've been on the toilet.
Oh, okay.
And there's also times I was wearing a nappy.
Yeah.
But I was also
but that's very recent.
I was also like 10 years old. So.
Yeah. So these things happen.
Yeah. Random question.
Yeah.
Would you ever spike someone with Viagra?
Oh God. It really depends on the situation. Like if is it kindness? I would only do it out of kindness. Like say they're too shy to buy Viagra themselves and then to apply it themselves. And I'm seeing them on a night out and they're like dancing with the girl and I'm like, oh, I don't know. I'm not like, oh, they're like, oh yeah, Michael Jackson things are on. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Michael Jackson things. That's a really good song. Michael Jackson things are on. Nah. That was on his latest album.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thankfully, he passed away shortly after that. But so yeah, the song's on. He's dancing with the girl. You know, they're swaying. They're grooving, and that's when you're like, I know something's gonna happen tonight. But I know his dick don't work. You know what I mean? Then I might spike him with Viagra.
What's the one that makes you shit?
That is not Viagra, unless you take Viagra and then stick it up someone's ass. You stick your dick up someone's ass.
Laxatives, that's what I meant to say.
Laxatives is that.
Okay, well that changed the context of the conversation.
Yeah, that does change.
Yeah.
So
no, would you ever spike anyone with laxatives?
Unless I know.
Say, for example, you had a job interview.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
And you had the chance to put laxative in the person who's interviewing you. Yeah.
Well, like,
would you do it as a power move?
What am I interviewing for?
And
like, if I'm interviewing as a spy who can spike people with laxatives, then maybe, yeah, that'd be a good bold move.
Okay, say like CEO of Tesco.
Oh God, I'm interviewing to be the CEO of Tesco, and you're asking if I would spike the person so they shit themselves. God, I don't know. Actually, it's a good question. Like, it's genuinely a good question.
Say you had the chance to also lock the door.
Wait, so I'm stuck in the room with the person who's shitting themselves? I don't want to be stuck in the room with someone who's farting.
How would you leverage that, though, to get your job?
What's my job? To be the CEO of Tesco?
Yeah.
Oh, God. I mean, like, that's high stakes. That's high stakes performance right there. And I guess, like, worst comes to worst, right? Say if I have not prepared at all for the interview. That's a pretty bold
Which you
move.
probably haven't.
Yeah, I probably haven't. I don't know how to be the CEO of my own life, never mind Tesco, right? So, no, actually, you know what? Yeah, I might do it. Because if they shit themselves, they've got either A, give me the job, or B, rearrange the interview.
Yeah.
They can't be like, no, sorry, you don't get the job because I shat myself. That's not something you do. Would you?
I don't know. It depends. To be honest, I think what I would do is I'd do it the other way around.
You spike yourself.
I'd take the I'd lock myself in.
Yeah.
Then take the laxatives.
Yeah.
And
you
gotta give me the job then. But I would keep it straight. I would keep doing the interview. I would acknowledge that it's happening.
Like the noise. That would be happening, but you'd be bold. Straight in.
Every little helps.
Yeah.
And I have 5 years experience.
Imagine if it was Asda, you'd be like, Asda price.
And I imagine at the end, the guy would just stand up and clap.
Yeah, they would all just standing ovation. And they would go, and then they would open the door and go, Steve, come over here. Meet the new CEO of the company. Right? He gives you a little pat on the bum.
Don't worry, that's why we hired him.
Yeah, there's bold moves like that we need for this future ahead of the company. If you met, like, because I know there's a story about, I can't remember who it was. I think it was North Korea. Yeah. And it was the North Korean, I think it was brother of Kim Jong-un. I think that's his name. Anyway, I can't remember if it exactly was him. But the person who assassinated him was told that they were just on a Chinese game show and they were going to spray him with something in the face and it would just be like a silly string or something like that. But it turns out it's whatever the poison was that killed him. Right? So I don't know if they were chatting shit because that seems like an easy thing to say, doesn't it? Yeah. Oh, I thought I was on a game show. You know, I don't know what I was doing. I ran that guy over my car. I thought I was on a game show. You know,
Paddy McGuinness just runs out after.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And yeah. Why does Paddy McGuinness? Because he goes, take me out.
Yeah, take me out.
Yeah.
The North Korean version of take me out.
Exactly. Take me out. That's
he
brilliant.
gets it.
Oh dear.
No likey, no lighty
for them anymore. But like, so saying that in situation, say you met Donald Trump, right, and you were given the opportunity to just sit down and talk to him, would you spike his drink with laxatives?
And what would be the like implications
Unless say no
of
one
doing
ever finds out.
No one finds out. Yeah, who wouldn't do that? Even Donald Trump would do
that to himself as a punishment.
Yeah, if you get away with it.
This is what you get for being such a great guy, and then he just spikes himself with it. And then, because he probably sniffs his own shit, let's be honest. This is the guy who's pissed on fucking prostitutes, you know what I mean? We talked a lot about pissing on people.
Wait, what? He has?
I don't know, like in Russian prostitutes and stuff like that, you know what I mean? He talks about loads of weird shit he does. Like, supposedly, he just... And I don't care about this at all, because I don't care about how bad the guy is.
Yeah.
Like, to me, like, you know, if someone went Theresa May sucked cock in the 80s for money...
Did we all?
Yeah, I was just like, fuck it, we all did things in our past. Chris shit himself, and his date came up to him and he went, yeah, that's my shit.
That's my shit, bitch.
Yeah, exactly. So we all done things. I used to like McDonald's, you know.
Yeah.
We all do things in our lives. But I wouldn't care about that because it doesn't really affect their job now. Whereas he just can't do his job, and that's why I don't like him.
Yeah.
You know. But anyway, that aside, supposedly he used to do stuff like, he would be that dude who would say to his mate's wife, oh, by the way, Jack's been banging prostitutes. I'm really sorry about that. If you want to meet up and talk about it, you know, we can meet up. And then he'd meet up with them and bang them. He's that dude.
Yeah. Is that dude and that woman are also... It's like they're both compatible.
Well, I'm saying, like,
I mean?
Yeah, but he would be that fucking douchebag.
Why would the woman just go and do it?
Because she's like, oh no, John's a prick.
So thanks for telling me this.
Yeah,
do you mind if we bang now?
Well, I think that generally is how mathematics works, Chris.
One bang.
Equal and opposite forces repel. That's what Sir Isaac Newton said. Yeah. Which is ironically what the newt is named after, because it's the most intelligent species of animal. Yeah, they just don't have fingers, so they can't do much. You know.
I always wondered.
Yeah, that's why dolphins don't text.
And
they have the capability, mental capabilities there. They just don't have the fingers.
Lazy.
And laziness. I'm glad you said it, because I don't want to be the guy getting emails from dolphins saying, "How dare you?"
Just got to grind it.
Yeah,
grind it and wind it.
Winding and grinding is what life is about. Have you heard about Starbucks on the subject of grinding coffee? See what I did there?
See what you did, yeah.
They are shutting down, I think, thousands of their branches.
Really?
Putting a huge number of employees out of business because they're just not doing very well. It sounds like
that. I can't believe that because
they got a place. It surprises me as well because they've got a place on every fucking corner, don't they?
Yeah. Like every corner. That's probably why they're closing thousands.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Some people don't even go to corners. Yeah. They have Starbucks.
People prefer straight roads. Some people, Romans didn't like corners at all. You'll never catch a Starbucks on a Roman road.
Yeah, exactly.
No corners.
Yeah.
So
why the closing?
I assume it's because of competition. It must be because there's all these other things. And especially in the UK now, a lot of people are into like independent coffee shops, aren't they? And I think that is stemming over to the US as well. So I think people just aren't into it that much anymore. Yeah. Starbucks coffee shit, dude. It just tastes burnt all the fucking time.
But that's the thing. Like, there's so many calories in one of their lattes.
Yeah.
When you compare it to, like, say, an Americano. And it's things like that. That again, this is kind of like a little healthy nutrition thing. But you know, people have these lattes every day, and say it's like 150 calories one day, and they get like 2 a day, and that's just adding, isn't it, to the calorie intake? And people don't realize that, dude. Yeah. Like, say, for instance, they'll have a latte and they will not realize that adds to anything. You know, because they'll eat their meals and they'll be like, oh, I've only come up to 2,000 calories today. Yeah. But then you've had a milkshake and a latte that adds up another 700 calories on top of it. You know what I mean? People don't think about that shit, really. But yeah, so Starbucks are closing down all these branches, and it's a huge amount of people going out of business. Well, a huge amount of people who are going to be put out, unemployed. And I'm just thinking, dude, you're business minded. You got, let's say you had these let's say it's 10,000 people. It's probably more than that. Say it's 10,000 people at your whim. Yeah. What would you open a business to do with them? Remember, they have the skills to work at a coffee shop, which basically means they have no skills. What would you do with them? That's interesting. Well, here's the thing, like, I believe that everyone who works at a coffee shop probably has a side hustle or something that they're good at that maybe doesn't require, like, you know, them to do what they do at work. Yeah, like you. It's even the stat. It was like over 50% of that's probably nice. 25% of the UK in 2030
Well, let's go with
are going to
50.
have a side hustle,
Yeah.
which I thought was really interesting.
So what's a side hustle?
So a side
The
hustle
side
is,
hustle makes it sound like they're selling drugs.
a side, yeah.
Well,
A side
that's what
hustle's
it is,
a new word coined for drug dealers.
Yeah. Oh, so you just go, it's just my side hustle.
Oh,
so
yeah,
the
cool.
police pull you over and go, you've got 40 kilograms of cocaine in
man,
your car.
it's my
It's
side
just
hustle.
my side hustle. I'm a doctor.
So a side hustle is when you look to make other alternative ways of income outside of what maybe is your 9-to-5 job. I have a side hustle.
Yeah.
I guess this podcast is kind of a little side hustle.
Yeah.
But we don't get paid for it.
Yeah.
And I think I would try and whittle down and find out what these people are good at. And maybe like if there are any creative people in there. Because I almost think like creativity is a bit more is better than like actual skill. Like you can teach skill.
Do you think creativity is inherent? Do you think you get it, or do you think you learn it?
A bit of both, but I mean, it must be something you do learn as you grow up. Because, like, but maybe you could say it's something that biologically we all have it within us. It's like a survival thing. Like we have to look at other ways. Like we say, we've got two options. You know, maybe being creative and optimistic opens up another option.
I think that's true. I think you have to have a level of optimism to be creative because it's the will to know this is going to go somewhere.
Yeah.
Because creativity isn't necessarily something that gives back straight away. And like, especially in societies like the UK, where what we think is giving back is income. Creativity is something like, say you're an artist, or like one of the really extreme ends of creativity. You might not get paid for your stuff for years, you know what I mean? So, I think you need that level of optimism to think this is definitely going to go somewhere as well. But I guess it's just an outlet as well. I don't really know. But I think you need some form of motivation, which implies you're optimistic in ways. But so, okay, let's say you've got these people who are creative.
So I'd open up a sweatshop.
Yeah.
So
you're assuming most of these people are Chinese at the moment is what you're doing.
I'm assuming all of them are.
China, yeah. The best coffee comes from China. Come on.
I don't know. Like honestly, I'd do something creative. I'd get them and maybe like. I mean, what I'd love to do personally is something to do with video production. Ooh. That's what I'm like trying to learn at the moment.
So you're starting your porno website?
Yeah, I am actually. Yeah.
That's really good, dude. Yeah. Dude, that's really good news.
Too many
dicks.com.
Too many
dicks, not enough time.com. And it's for the person who's in a rush for a wank. Like, I don't want to scroll through all these dicks. Just give me a load of dicks at once so I can whack it off. You know what I mean? That's the problem nowadays.
Yeah.
Actually, just slight side note. I recently, and by recently I mean like in the past year, watched the most politically satirical thing I've ever watched. And it was on Pornhub.
All right. What was it?
And it said the name of the video was Granny Fucks Millions of People at Once. And it was a video of Theresa May saying Britain has voted to leave the EU.
Oh, that's good.
So good.
That's
Whoever
good.
took the time to put that on Pornhub.
Did you have
genius.
a tits?
Yeah, and then she gave everyone a blowy. Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah, it was
and
really
very
clever. Really clever. I whacked off to it, obviously.
Yeah.
Because satire is what gets me off. But it's so hard to find a website like that now. Yeah. So anyway, you're going to make this video.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably have to really think about it because there's 1,000 people. Yeah. Like, imagine what you could do with 1,000 people. Imagine how big this podcast could be
if
we
there was
got
just
all 1,000 people in it.
1,000 people in it at once, just speaking all at the same time, and then we just cut the parts that were the best and put them together.
I think it would do really well.
I think it'd be really good. Or with those 1,000 people, we could add them to thousands of dicks, not enough or whatever it was called. You know.
Here's a thought. Yep. So imagine this: we get each one of them to create a YouTube channel and subscribe to our channel.
That's genius.
We'd have 1,000 subscribers.
And dude, and then we'd be rolling in it.
Oh,
because 1,000 subscribers, I think you get paid about 20 pence.
I mean, I'd actually shit myself.
That would be the moment where you would shit yourself, and that's how we know we'd made it. That's how we know we had made it.
When I shit myself.
Yeah, and then you would. And then you know what would happen? I would come back to the flat one day. All your stuff would be gone, and there'd just be there'd be a note on the table that just said, "Ricky, I reached the goal that I ever wanted to reach. I thank you greatly for everything you did for me. and remember, these are your words here.
Yeah.
You're the most handsome man I've ever seen. These are your words. I didn't come up with this. This is what you wrote on that letter, remember?
I know what I wrote.
Yeah. You are the most intelligent and handsome man that I've ever met. Thank you for making my life worth living. I know you said this, and it really was moving to me. And yeah, you're so good at football. Oh my God. I can't believe you're so good at football. And you're the best bassist. Oh, Ricky, I love you. Oh God. And this part, you went on a bit of a tangent. Oh yeah, Ricky. So good. So good. You. And I was, I'm bawling my eyes out at this point because I've never read anything so beautiful before in my life. And just tears falling down my cheeks and smashing against my huge thighs. Because you wrote in it, oh, your thighs so strong and plump. You could hold up the world if you wanted to, Ricky. And, it was just... so many emotions being felt. I could tell you were really emotional as well because the words you were putting down on the paper. And at one point, I could see your pen just start ripping through the paper because you were getting so excited about writing this letter. Sounds like me. Yeah. And you said, to cut a long story short, Ricky, I just feel like we made it as far as we could when I shat myself on episode 23, and I decided that that's all we ever needed to do, and I need to leave now. I need to go to the Himalayas, live amongst the goats, and that's where I'll start my new series, Goats podcast with the goats in the Himalayas.
Goats live at 45.
Live from Goaty 5.
Himalaya
edition.
Goats 5.
It's a long name, but I think people will search for it. It's very highly searched. Goats Himalaya 45.
It's a podcast with me and 3 goats.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be so good.
And you don't do any of the talking.
You'd just be like, that would be quite fun.
Yeah.
I'd watch that.
But just back to that letter you wrote, dude.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. You were just the things you were writing, and it was so kind.
Yeah, no. What can I say? I'm all about giving.
Well, this is the next part that freaked me out a little bit, right? Because that seems like that's where the letter should have ended, right? Because you said, okay, thank you, it's been great, bye. And then I turned the piece of paper over, and there's more on the other side. I couldn't believe it.
Ricky, they're taking me. Please don't let them take me. They made me write this.
But somehow I'm still writing.
The goats.
They have me. Jellyfish. And then somehow it sounds like you're falling even though you're writing loud. Jellyfish.
P.S. I left the oven on.
And can you send me the rest of my things? Well, it's been so hot in England. I was actually walking to work the other day. Actually, side note, have you looked at these satellite images recently of England?
No.
Well, so they've revealed that, over this past 6 weeks, we have this crazy hot weather.
Yeah.
On an average day, it would be 30 degrees, which just sounds insane. But it was. And they showed this image of England, and it was green. And then after this 6 weeks, there's a huge area of the northwest that's just brown because all the grass has died there.
Yeah.
How insane is that, heat-wise?
Yeah, that is crazy.
But I know that sounds crazy, but even more, I think of a poignant note about the heat. And it really affects my life, is I realized I was a good person due to this heat. And just hear me out, because as you know, I'm incredibly modest. I think I'm self-described as the most modest person I know. So what happened was I was walking to work, and I was about 10 minutes away from work, and there was this lady sat in a wheelchair, quite an overweight lady. I don't know if that's why she was in the wheelchair, but she was quite overweight. And she was sat there with these 2 pizzas on her lap. And she'd opened one of the pizzas and started eating it. And she was sat in the sun. And she goes, excuse me. And I go, yeah. And normally, unfortunately, I think this is just because of Manchester, there's a huge amount of homeless people. I was instantly going to go, sorry, and then carry on walking. Yeah. Because I thought she was going to ask me for money. But then I realized the 2 pizzas, that's a pretty rogue move for a homeless person. They normally spend it on crack or something like that, not Domino's pizzas. Yeah. So she goes, excuse me. And I go, sorry. And then I went, but thankfully I could go sorry and act like I just didn't hear what she said. I said, sorry. And she went, can you just push me out of the sun into the shade? Right? Which sounds perfectly normal. You know what I mean? She's got a pizza in her hand. She can't do anything because she's got grease all over her hands. She don't want to touch the wheels and move. But so I moved her out of into the shade, which was, I don't know, 4 rolls. You know, 4 rolls away of the wheel. So less than 3 seconds of movement. And then as I was walking away, I realized she's like a 10-minute roll away from any pizza place. So she must have rolled far enough away from a pizza place and then just thought, fuck it, I can't wait any longer. I'm going to have to eat this pizza. And I'm so hungry, I can't move myself into the shade before I start eating this thing.
Or someone rolled her there in the promise of pizza.
Yes, yeah.
And
they just disappeared. They just dissipated.
Exactly.
Maybe because it was so hot, they just melted in the sun.
Yeah.
And then to drown her sorrows, she had to eat the pizza.
Did she say thank you?
Yes, she did. Yeah, she did. She said, "Ta love." And I was like, "You're welcome, lady. You're welcome."
Did you go,
anytime.
well, I've got a girlfriend.
Well,
Back off.
Well, I would said that, but, you know, I take it where I can get it. I did say to her, do you want anything else then?
Anything else?
Anything else? And she was like, no, I'm good. I'm like,
I'll have a 12-inch margarita, please.
Yeah. That's what she said to me.
So that's all we have time for, and that's been our first episode. I hope this gives you a little bit of a taster of what's to come.
We hope to get lots of our friends on, people of different professions, different interests, and just do what we did here.
So we're going to invite as many people as we can, and we're just going to keep it going, keep it going for as long as possible. There are no rules, except for...
no.
Don't make rules.
No Indians.
No
Indians on the podcast. That's the only rule I have.
What about...
No, even if you look kind of brown, you're not allowed on the podcast, just in case.
Okay.
That's my only rule.
Okay.
And I'm really adamant about that rule.
Okay.
Yeah, so as you can see, we're delving into what being human is. Thank you very much for listening. We'll see you next time.
Bye. Adios.
That was fun.